Okay, everybody, so welcome to School of Vedic Astrology. I'm Joachim VH, the Rig Veda astrologer. So today I will give a talk on Anurādhā Nakṣatra and also give a presentation. So as always, we start by locating the nakshatra in the night sky, and we have Mercury and Venus, and then also soon Sun transiting through this nakshatra, and also the new moon this month will be in this nakshatra. So we got P Scorpio, we got Dishubha and Akrab here, and also Antares. Some astrologers say that Antares is actually in the first pada of Jesta, but it's actually the transition, and we could say that it's actually fourth pada of Anurādhā, because fourth pada of Anurādhā is Scorpio Navamsa, so it's a pretty powerful placement, and I would not put it in the Sagittarius Navamsa of the first pada of Jesta, actually. But these are kind of details, but okay, 15.5 degrees, I would say, or 15 degrees is still fourth pada in Scorpio. So Antares is there, and we will see Anurādhā Nakṣatra has kind of a downside also. But I would say it's more the transition of this degree into Jesta, and actually the combination that we find there, because Antares is also well known for war, for jealousy, sensuality. It's really that scorpion, that deep scorpion energy. Okay, but then let's cover a little bit of the basics. So the zodiac range is from 3 degrees 20 to 16 degrees 40 Scorpio. So Antares is 15 degrees, so it's the fourth pada of Anurādhā. So yeah, the motivation is Dharma. Dosha is Pitta, so it's a very driven kind of nakshatra. We will see this on the Lalita Devi also. We will see some background information, because she is in the bhava of divine anger. So the Gana is Deva. Quality is soft-milled and tender. Caste is Shudra, so it's very service-orientated nakshatra. The Guna is Tamas, so there's really this shadow side that we will discuss. And then the Shakti is the power of worship, because Lalita Devi, she's pretty much fully engaged in the worship and service of the divine couple Radha and Krishna. And then the Yoni is also Mriga, and the body parts, the breast, stomach, womb, and the bowels. Okay, so the Sanskrit word Anu means along, near, to. The latter with Rādhā, prosperity, success, Sri Lakshmi. So she's really the divine goddess. So another ancient name is then Maitra, Maitram, or Mitra, or Mitra Ba. So the deity is Mitra. It's a Rig Veda, a demigod, a very powerful one, always in connection with Varuna, the deity of Satabhishak. And so the meaning of Anurādhā is the follower of Rādhā, or subsequent success, or a small flash of lightning, also a tiny spark, or causing welfare or causing happiness. So yeah, there is a lot of energetic force here. Yeah? We are in the heart of the Scorpio here, and there's some deep understandings necessary for the complete realization of this nakshatra. But okay, we start with the deity, and if we Mitra, and if we do a little bit of background research, we have of course the Bhagavat Purana, the Srimad Bhagavatam. We have Canto 10 is the Krishna book, text 75, text 23, and the translation goes: in various ways, King Yudhisthira, who had totally dedicated his life to Lord Narayan. So Yudhisthira was Dharmaraj incarnate. He was the very he was not the oldest Pandava, but kind of the oldest Pandava, because Karna was first, because there was six Pandavas, I guess. So Karna was first, but then Yudhishthira is considered the oldest Pandava. It's a whole story in the Mahabharata. He continuously honored his relatives, his immediate family, the order kings, his friends and well-wishers, and all others present as well. So the Mitra here is, the translation is actually friend. And we see that Anurādhā has a lot to do with friendship. She's also Lalita Devi. She's also responsible for organizing the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna with a whole bunch of gopis. So there's a lot of friendship there involved, which is very nice. Also in the Canto 10 is here. Then my friend, this earth will be free of thorns. And this is actually Kamsa speaking here. Yeah, there's a whole story about how he was meditating on Krishna and how he would send the demons to Vrindavan to kill Krishna. But anyway, the word Mitra is then also "O friend." Then Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto. Manu at first had no sons. Therefore, in order to get a son from him, the great saint Vasistha, who was very powerful in spiritual knowledge, performed a sacrifice to satisfy the demigods Mitra and Varuna. So Mitra in the Rig Veda, he's a very honorable personality, a very powerful demigod. So it is a very strong nakshatra, dealing with a lot of friendships, dealing with a lot of energy. So Mitra is a very strong demigod, and he's considered the demigod of the morning daylight, and then Varuna of the evening and the night. Then in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, O son of Mitra, kindly describe how the planets are situated above the earth as well as underneath it, and also please mention their measurements as well as that of the earthly planets. So this is Vidura here talking to Maitreya. Maitreya translates as the son of Mitra. So very nice here, because the purport by Srila Prabhupada, Yasmin Vyanite sarvam evam vigyatam bhavati. In the Mundaka Upanishad, this Vedic hymn declares emphatically that the devotee of the Lord knows everything material and spiritual in relationship with the Lord. Devotees are not simply emotional, as is ill-conceived by certain less intelligent men. Their direction is practical. They know everything that is and all the details of the Lord's domination over the different creations. So sometimes some devotees get criticized by for diving into astrology, Vedic astrology or Vedic science of the stars. And they get criticized, and some fanatics they think it is all Maya, or it's not pure, and all of these things. But the founder Acharya, he proves differently, and also Maitreya here and Vidura want to know these things or know about these things. Okay, so in the last canto, the 12th canto, Mitra as the sun god, Atri as the sage, Pauruseya as the Rakshasa, Taksaka as the Naga, Menaka as the Apsara, Haha as the Gandharva, and Ratashvana as the Yaksha rule the month of Shukra. So Venus is involved here. Venus performs very well, I would say, especially then in the third pada, which becomes Libra Navamsha. So there's a lots of Venetian energy is organizing, dressing Radha and Krishna, organizing all the paraphernalia, and all these Venetian pursuits is very much seen in Anurādhā. And then the translation, here, okay, yeah. After saying this, just I don't know which verse this is, but after saying this, Maharaj Nimi, who was, I think it's going to be this verse, no? No. After saying this, Maharaj Nimi, who was expert in the science of spiritual knowledge, gave up his body. Vṛścika, the great-grandfather, gave up his body also, but through the semen discharged by Mitra and Varuna when they saw Urvasi, he was born again. So yeah, the gods, they have all these powers, but still they are subject to material laws, but in a kind of a different way than humans. Humans are more confined, I would say, compared to the gods, because the gods, they have strong powers. So the purport, Mitra and Varuna, at some point they met Urvasi, the most beautiful prostitute of the heavenly kingdom, and they became lusty. Because they were great saints, they tried to control their lust, but they would not do so, and thus they discharged semen. The semen was kept carefully in a water pot, and Vṛścika was born from it. So quite scientific. But this is the same Urvasi that we see that in Vṛścika Nakṣatra. We had the story of or was it Purva Palguni, with Arjuna. Arjuna, at some point, he also went to the heavenly planets, and he met Urvashi as a gift of Lord Indra, but he kind of refused her attempts to have his association, and she was insulted. So she cursed him to become a eunuch for 1 year on earth, and this actually played out in the Mahabharata when the Pandavas had to disguise themselves. So Urvasi is quite a demigoddess. She's very famous of being very attractive, and there's all kinds of stories, obviously, surrounding her. Also with what's his name, Purarava, the king, who became completely mad after her, and when she actually says to him when she's preaching, "Don't you know that the heart of a woman is like a fox?" But okay, a woman like her, yeah, she has the heart like a fox for sure. Then Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2. O Narada, okay, this is then the shadow side of Anurādhā. O Narada, the evacuating outlet of the universal form of the Lord is the abode of the controlling deity of death, Mitra, and the evacuating hole and the rectum of the Lord is the place of envy, misfortune, death, hell, etc. Now, I do not understand why here Mitra is considered to be the Lord of the dead and the night. Mrityo. So maybe, yeah, it is said here, it translates Mitra, so maybe this is actually a translation mistake. But because Mitra is the Lord of the daytime, according to my observation. So anyway, but this is kind of the compilation of to have the whole spectrum of references towards Mitra, from very bright to the dark side of it. So as students of Jyotish, we will not only focus on the good. We want to take the whole spectrum as a matter of academic research. Okay, so the deity of Anurādhā is Mitra, the benevolent form of the sun god, imparting, so he's also one of the 12 Adityas, very powerful, imparting compassion, devotion, and love. Anurādhā can create and maintain friendships while remaining quite fixed to its aspirations and goals. In the ancient scriptures, Mitra has always been associated and invoked along with either Varuna, the ruling deity of Shatabisha, or Aryama, the ruling deity of Uttara Palguni. One can easily deduce from the above that Anurādhā is most friendly with these two nakshatras, and strong yogas are being formed if you have planets in those three nakshatras. The Rādha Shakti imparts Anurādha the power of worship. Being a passive nakshatra, Anurādha creates a balance in relationships by honoring others as well as themselves. Yeah, that is then sometimes you have such an active energy, and then the ancient sage is going to give this as a passive nakshatra. So this all has to be seen accordingly. Yeah? So Anurādha, ruled by the deity Mitra, who is the lord of friendship and was known for keeping his word. Likewise, Anurādha natives have similar traits in them. If strong or dominant planets are placed there, they would be the ones who will be keeping their commitments and will expect the others to do the same. Hence, the Anurādha types could be reliable and natural friends. Yeah, if you have strong benefics there, this is of course very nice. So just like Vṛścika, Anurādha natives are very goal-orientated and focused. However, unlike Vṛścika, it achieves its goals through the sheer willpower. The Anurādha type will accomplish through the network of friends and alliances. So Vṛścika is more like I don't look at my surroundings. I'm so fixed at the goal, and this is what I want to achieve. And Anurādha does it more in connection with others. But like Vṛścika, they are willing to go any length to get their job finished. So they can become wrathful if their goals are not attained, and this can keep them irritable. So yeah, they can become quite irritable with friends. And we see this also on Lalita's, her bhava is divine anger. So Anurādha symbol is a lotus and a staff. The lotus can grow in muddy and marshy regions, indicating the environment surrounding the Anurādha. Also, the lotus points towards the regenerative quality that is latent in the native and reflects the ability and perseverance to blossom during life's trials and tribulations. In fact, Lakshmi, goddess of prosperity and wealth, and Saraswati, goddess of learning and music, are seen sitting on a lotus, which shows the relationship of Anurādha to learning, retention, and prosperity. So they are quite masters in organizing. I think the planetary ruler is also Saturn, right? And Saturn in its good aspect is yeah, Saturn. So it's quite organizational. So this is very much gives a good symbol to this. The staff is a symbol of power, strength, courage, and protection. It was usually used by the sages and rishis to hold the powers of their penance and usually kept along for self-defense. So then, just like Vṛścika, a triumphant gateway adorned with leaves, is another alternative symbol of this nakshatra. This is the representation of victory and easy success that an Anurādha native enjoys in his pursuit of achieving his desired and goals. Very interesting. So yeah, these natives, they are revolutionaries. They kind of rebel against outdated ways of thinking and sometimes supporting unconventional ways going against the social norm. So they have their own ways. These Anurādha natives, they have strong personalities, strong characters. They're kind of leaders that people intend to look up to or come to for advice. However, this can produce unnecessary stress, strain, and conflicts with parents and siblings. So there is, especially if you put Mars there, Mars in the third pada, or in the first pada becomes Leo Navamsa. There's gonna be issues with leadership, with parents, with teachers. Anurādha people may have issues with jealousy and a desire to control others. This is because Scorpio is a fixed sign and likes to manage people and life events. Also, since Scorpio is a watery sign and Mars being fiery planet of courage, the natives are rarely satisfied with their places of residence and move quite often. So yeah, we see this also to the life of Lalita. And Vṛścika, that's why Vṛścika and Anurādhā, it is a pair nakshatra, because Vṛścika and Lalita are the two most from the eight Vashishta gopis. Lalita and Vṛścika are those that you see next to Rādhā all the time. So yes, so what you see, there is a lot of moving, because Rādhā and Krishna, they kind of live in different homes in Vrindavan, and there's messages have to be sent. Radharani has to be prepared to meet up Krishna in the evening in the forest, and so on. So there's lots of organization involved. And there's lots of movement in this nakshatra. Also, when you organize, there's lots of communication, there's lots of moving. So you see these people ending up in foreign countries with settlements and businesses and projects very easily. So the natives faces untoward obstacles in achieving the desired goals and aims in life, and after several reversals of fortunes, they ultimately achieve the desired results through hard work and help of friends. So yeah, also like Vṛścika, these Vṛścika natives, they kind of be too goal orientated, and there are these life's reversals. You see that a lot. I know a lot of Vṛścika natives, and you see these people having these complete reversals in life, some misfortune, but ultimately through the help of friendships, through also hard work, perseverance, because Vṛścika and Anurādhas, they are quite persistent, and especially in Anurādhā Nakṣatra, through the help of friendships, they seem to ultimately achieve the desired goals. So Vṛścika, Anurādhā, and Jesta natives face ego issues, but kind of differently. While Vṛścika and Jesta can be verbal in their demonstration of ego, the more outgoing. Anurādhā can disguise. They can put up a face. They can, if they suffer a defeat, they will smile in your face, but in the back of their mind, there's gonna be already some planning to counteract and eventually be victorious. So they can put up the straight face. They seem to look like the one who is following the rule books, but this will be otherwise. For example, they would be the kind of people looking for loopholes in the taxation system to evade taxes, and when confronted, can show that it wasn't mentioned in the law book, just justifying their actions. So that these make good lawyers. They dislike disputes and violence. Other qualities that are associated with this nakshatra are wealth, travel, living far away from their places of birth, and wandering and making lots of friends, acquaintances, and alliances during journeys. Okay, so this is kind of it for the background information on Mitra and Anurādhā. And then I did a little bit of research about Lalita Devi, because this is quite interesting. Because through her character, we can actually see what Anurādhā natives are all about. So these special talents of Lalita Devi, she's the leader of the Sakis of Srimati Radharani. She's magnanimous like her father, instigator of most pastimes. So she's really close associate from Radha and Krishna. Always displays contrariness to Krishna's suggestions, so she can be very contradictory. Frequently becomes angry and speaks outrageously insolent retorts to increase the intensity of love between Radha and Krishna. So composing and understanding riddles. These can be also quite logical, because when you organizing, you have to understand patterns. So fashioning things with flowers, this is the Venetian energy here, including awnings, dancing areas, umbrellas, couches, bowers, performing magic tricks, and also juggling. So it's quite interesting. Now, Lalita she's one of the principal gopis in traditional Gaudiya Vaishnavism at the worship of Radha and Krishna. So of the 8 Vashishta gopis, or another name is Ashtashakis, Lalita is the foremost. She is a friend of the divine couple Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Her age is 14 years, 8 months and 27 days. She is the oldest of Krishna's gopi friends. Lalita resides in Yavat and is famous as Radha's constant companion. She is the personification of Kandita Bhava and the leader of the Paramaprema Shakis. Her kunja, the color of lightning, is the largest and is situated on the north side of Vrindavan. The personified seasons take eternally personal care of the kunja, shaped like an 8-petal lotus. It expands and contracts when needed. Lalita Devi instructs and directs all the Sakis and is an expert in the tactics of union and separation in the matter of prema. Lalita Devi is known for her contradictory and hot-tempered nature, Vama Prakara, and her complexion is the color of gorochana, bright yellow pigments prepared from the urine of cows, so it's considered holy. And her garments are the brilliant colors of peacock tail feathers. So then in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, you have Rupa Manjari, is Rupa Goswami. Devotees are considered Rupanugas, followers of Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami eternally resides as Rupa Manjari in the spiritual world and assists Lalita. So he's the assistant, he's the assistant and follower of Lalita Shaki. Thus, all of who consider themselves as Rupanuga Bhaktas, followers of Rupa Goswami, are ultimately the servants of Lalita Devi, and thus through the media of the Parampara should always be longing to engage in the service of her lotus feet. When the day comes at which we are giving the opportunity to serve her, she will engage us in the intimate loving service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna according to our heart's desire. This comes from the Radha Krishna Ganodesha Deepika. So, within Vaishnava theology and Gaudiya Vaishnava traditions, Lalita, she is the foremost of these gopis, known as Shakis, or friends of Srimati Radharani. And this Radharani is the Lord Krishna's highest loving consort. Her mother is Saradi and her father is Vishoka. Her husband is Sri Krishna. She tends the side with Srimati Radharani during disputes between Lord Krishna and Radharani. She is renowned for her mana, or pure loving anger. Among the gopis, Lalita and Vishaka are considered to be the foremost. Along with Mohan, Krishna, Lalita Devi had 68 tirthas, holy places, to visit in her kunda and free everyone from the 6 types of Hatya, murder; Brina Hatya, abortion; Krimi Hatya, killing of worms and insects; Go Hatya, cow slaughter; Brahma Hatya, killing of Brahmins; Svana Hatya, Atma Hatya, suicide. So she frees us from these lower tendencies. So this pastime, there was a pastime in preparation of the appearance of Radha Kund, which took place when Krishna killed Arishta Sura, a demon in the shape of a bull. After Krishna killed Arishta, he visited Lalita Kunda to free himself of the sin of Gohatya. The internal reason was that he wanted to associate with Srimati Radharani and to enjoy the pastime of creating their kundas, Radha Kunda, Shama Kunda. To attain Radharani's association, he had to first please and receive help from Lalita Devi, the friend and guardian of Srimati Radharani. Even Lord Krishna must approach Lalita Devi first, and by her blessings have his desires fulfilled to associate with Radharani. When Krishna met Radharani that night, she told him that due to his having killed a bull, he would have to bathe in all of the holy places first to become purified. Krishna informed her that he had bathed in Lalita's Kunda, which purified one of the 6 kinds of murder due to the presence of the major tirthas. Radharani Shakis challenged him that they did not see, feel, or hear those tirthas in Lalita's Kunda, so how could they possibly accept? Then Krishna visited all of the holy places in person and had them introduce themselves before entering into his Kunda. So that later the Gopi girls could not challenge him. When Lalita saw this, she took some of the waters of Radha Kunda and Shama Kunda and poured them into her own Kunda, after which the water of Shama Kunda burst through the embankment to mingle with the water of Lalita Kunda in divine union. Whew, wow. Yeah, so pastimes I wanted to share because this is very ecstatic when we have some gopis related to the nakshatras. So Lalita's mantra is Namo Pataka Vikna Akno Lalita Mohano Subho Snapaye Ham Vimoksaya Kundo Nira Manoharo. So this comes from the Skanda Purana. And it means I offer my obeisances to Sri Lalita Kunda, who is most beautiful with sparkling water, who grants liberation to the bather, who is most auspicious manifestation of Lalita Devi's love for Sri Krishna, and who destroys all the obstacles on the path of pure devotional service. In the same way, Radha Kunda and Shama Kunda are the same as Radha Krishna, so Lalita's Kunda is her liquid form. Lalita's Kunda is all-merciful, and by coming in contact with her water, bowing down to offer prayers and remembering her, the supplicant can attain the mercy of Radha Kunda and find an eternal residence close to her. Yeah, so this was some background research. So if you can dive into the character of Lalita Devi and just find all the secrets of Anurādhā Nakṣatra, and then you can worship Lalita Devi actually straight away. And if you're not really a gopi worshipper, there is also this form of Ganesh here. Is the 22nd of Lord Ganesh, 32 forms. As the name suggests, Lord Ganesh is revered having a single tusk. Any Kandanta Ganapati form, the Lord appears in blue color complexion with 4 hands and a big belly. His belly, which is larger than in other forms, signifies the manifestation of the universe within him. On his main right hand holds his just broken tusk, and on the main left hand holds a sweet ladu. On the upper right hand holds the japa beads, mala, rudraksha, and the upper left hand holds an axe. It is believed that axe attributes to cut the bond of ignorance. So chanting japa when moon transits Anurādhā is also a good remedy. Especially the Maha Mantra. And then we have the Gayatri Mantra of Anurādhā Nakṣatra. This is then related to Mitra, if you want to worship Mitra as a Rig Veda deity. So Om Namo Mitrasya Varunasya Chakshase Mahadevaya Daditram Sapratam Duradrim Se Devayataya Keta Vedovasputraya Suryaya Namasata Samsata. Yeah, quite these mantras can become quite complicated, so it takes some time and repetition to really pronounce them good. And then also the Anurādhā Nakṣatra Vedic mantra Om Namo Mitrasya Varunasya Chakshe Mahodevya Tadrit Gwam Sapriya Doram Drishe Devyatai Ketve Divsputrai Soryash Gwam Sat Om Mitrai Namaha. So we can all chant these mantras when moon transits Anurādhā Nakṣatra or prominent planets transit Anurādhā Nakṣatra, or even we have the new moon this month, so we got sun and moon, and we got Venus. Let me check. What do we have here? Venus and Mercury also. Wow, this is quite a romantic energy there, depending on the house placement for each ascendant. This can become quite interesting. And if you do fire sacrifice and you don't know what to do with your friends, you can also chant hymns from the Rig Veda, and I found this one here. We also have hymns related to Mitra and Varuna, but I found this hymn because there is this yoga. If you have like planets in Uttara Palguni, Shatabhishak, and Anurādhā, this forms a very powerful yoga when it comes to friendships and gaining desired goals. However, with Shatabhishak and Anurādhā, there's also this secretism. So because Anurādhā natives, they can hold their faces. They are very good communicators when it comes to dealing with friends, convincing friends. They are strong negotiators. So around fire sacrifices, these hymns were chanted with the Rig Veda here. Near is he injured from the gods, Varuna, Mitra, Aryaman, the excellent wise. Protect. He prospers ever, free from scatch, whom they as with full hands enrich, whom they preserve from every foe. The kings drive far away from his troubles and his enemies, and lead him safely of distress. Thornless Adityas is the path, easy for him who seeks the law. With him is naught to anger you. What sacrifice, Adityas, ye heroes, guide by the path direct. May that come night unto your thought. That mortal ever unsubdued gains wealth and ever precious thing, and children also of his own. How, my friends, shall we prepare Aryamans and Mitras loud, glorious food of Varuna? I point not out to you a man who strikes the pious or reviles. Only with hymns I call you nigh. Let him not love to speak ill words, but fear the one who holds all four within his hand until they fall. So yeah, that was kind of it for my presentation on Anurādhā Nakṣatra. I think it's really beautiful studying nakshatras, studying the deities, studying background size information, looking up the real meaning, the real character, because we are kind of psychologists. As astrologers, we dive deep into the minds of people and our own, and we're looking for answers. So that's why the moon's nakshatra is a very important one when it comes to the psychology of a person. And then also the ascendant, and also the sun placement, and then also Jupiter. When Nadi astrology, Brigu astrologers, they put Jupiter as the most important planet, so it's as the life force. So these are all prominent placement. You want to check also your Jupiter. Don't forget that. I think I have in the D1 my Jupiter in Anurādhā here, aspecting my sun. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. I see more people actually entered our WhatsApp group through the invite link, so that's really nice. Thank you for your enthusiasm and participation in the conversation. We also have an Instagram account. The link is in the description box, and my contact email is also there in case you have questions or if you want to have a consultation. Now, I will see you in the next video.